Hi guys, sorry for the delay 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 guys. Now I should be fine. So we start with some beat. Quick check if everything is working. Yes, it seems so. No, it's fine. Good. Okay, so everything is ready, more or less. I restart the system to the profile that I want, since it's a profile that I can run daily. Then I will insulate everything. We go down to full pot. We go to 5.2 gigahertz on the CPU and around 2.1 gigahertz on the GPU, and we start from there. So sniper clocking, not chicken clocking. So it's going to be fun, since this is a nice chip, and well, I like Skydiver. I don't like 3D Mark Vantage because it's very long, but we will have some fun. At least we can. I think we can really push this CPU to the very limit today. And I need to secure the first place, since I have there's 4 benchmarks: Super PI, Cinebench, Skydiver, and Vantage. I'm at the first place, but in this competition, if you are not aware, people tend to save all the screenshot and submit it the last minute. So you can see there's no competition, and then they made this big score. You didn't prepare and they won. So, but I don't care, since I push it as far as I can go, and I do my best. When I do my best, I publish the result. If someone gets the first place, it's fine. At least I push to the very limit, and that's it. Base clock overclock on Ryzen for extreme overclocking, yes. For daily is not worth it, since it's a placebo effect, and plus you create a lot of instability. And even if you do a small base clock overclock, it's not worth it, because really you create more issue because you create more current surge. So you actually made the CPU with the boost slower. You see higher frequency, but in fact the CPU is sustaining the boost for less time. Some motherboard can do that, but they are very few. Usually it's better to do negative offset overclocking. Well, negative offset, and then you can gain something, since you draw less current. The algorithm think that the CPU can do more, and in fact it can do more, and you have performance gain. So this is what we are going to overclock tonight. As you can see, it's like a hand, super small, tiny little beast. Is a Asus ROG Strix X470, and it's a nice board actually. The only issue is that I cannot drive the memory to 2 volts. I only have to run the memory at 1.8, but in this case for the 3D I need only 1.6 volt, since I have a good profile, 3666 megahertz. That is a very nice profile, since this architecture is Zen Plus. So you don't need a lot of Infinity Fabric clock, but a good set of timing, very tight, really helps out the GPU, the integrated GPU. I saw that you are quiet in the chat. It's because you are listening to me, or you're not watching the stream? just kidding. Okay, now I have a new entry, the Kingpin Inferno. This is a socket heater. This is a socket heater that is connected to the PSU and will generate heat, but gradually. If this thing sense that the motherboard is cold, it start pushing watts, and it's nice since yesterday I benched for like 2 hours, 3 hours, and the board wasn't even cold, so it was warm, ambient temp. This is definitely a nice thing. I really love it. Step one, insulation as always. In theory, I was thinking to do it before, but I got a lot of things to do today and zero time. But well, I'm fast. So when we insulate and we go full pot, we will be up and running in no time. The 3000G should be Zen Plus, because I think the Athlon 200GE that I have there is Zen 1. This should be Zen Plus, if I'm not mistaken, but it should be like this. Hello. Thank you for the video of the 3300X. Well, that is a nice CPU. Small, but I mean, until 3 years ago, we had the 7700K that was a monster, the best CPU for gaming in the world, and blah blah blah. So this is nothing else than a similar 7700K with better lows. So it's a pretty nice CPU. If they launched that CPU like 3 years ago, they could have sell it for like 300 and something. If you don't need multi-threading, it's a nice gaming CPU, very nice one. This is the boring part, but we must do it, and we must do it good, since we're going to spend the next 2 hours at least at almost negative 200 degrees. So if we miss this step, we lose. I don't know if it's soldered or not. I never tried to delete it. That's a good question. Probably not. And probably I should delete it. Since at extreme lows, the internal paste, that should be not so good, in theory should crack. Maybe I should have deleted, but I won't do it now. After the competition is done, I'm going to delete it, and we will know the answer for sure. But I mean, we can score pretty high anyway, so you will see that at the end, when you are at negative 192, delete it or not, it will freeze. Okay, so it's soldered. Anyway, I will research it before trying to do stupid things. Since I already do stupid things myself. Smurf shake. Okay, almost ready to place the block. The RAM divider, yes, yes, absolutely. No, the divider is not memory and CPU. Is Infinity Fabric memory. So it's not related to the CPU speed or frequency. It's related to the Infinity Fabric speed and the memory, the RAM speed. Don't be mistaken with that. So you need to, by the way, the number of the RAM you see now is with the doubler. So if you see 3600, in reality, your memory RAM is doing 1800. So you must keep the Infinity Fabric at 1800. So 1 1. So you must always keep 1 1 the Infinity Fabric and the memory. The latency penalty is around 12 or 14 nanoseconds, and is a lot. It's a lot. To compensate that, you should like run at 6 gigahertz the memory and or even more. So not worth it. Absolutely not worth it. Even if you do a 3200 megahertz manual profile, you already gained like 10% over the XMP. So if you can go higher, nice. But once you set the memory profile to 32, 34, 36, you're fine. Then you can push up to 3800. But the important is to tune the sub timings manually. That is the big deal. One day we will overclock the CPU with this. One day. Now we need to push at the limit. I really want to try to take that first place. Well, we will check CPU Z later, but I think it's Zen Plus since Zen 1 was the Athlon G200 and all the series GE. So it doesn't really make sense to be Zen 1 this CPU. Since it clocks higher, since I think on air or liquid you can do like 4.2 gigahertz, so no, doesn't make sense that a Zen 1 can go that high. So honestly, it's more likely that is a Zen Plus. This spot is amazing, but it's not good for AM4 since the rod always bend and they have to push it down, bending the rod, and it's a mess. Almost there, hang on a bit, and soon we will be very sub-zero. Okay, now we do a test run like this to see if everything is mounted properly, if everything works. Then we do another bit of insulation. I'm very curious to see who is going to submit for this competition. There's a lot of good clocker that is in the competition, so I don't know if they push to the maximum yet. Okay, so now we're going to see if everything is booting and usual stuff. All right. No boot. No boot. Why we are not booting? Yes, I think like always, a lot of people will just post at the end. So because of that, I need to push a lot, at least to the maximum. So if I can make it, at least I push. But if you see the competition, at the very last moment, nobody post the good results. They just post sandbags and. Okay, we don't have a boot. I need to understand why. Since everything is connected properly. Sorry for the noise. But what's happening here? Zero boot, zero. That is weird. Since I mean, Mhm. Troubleshooting time. A good start. This is stream overclocking. Troubleshooting all the time. Now we need to understand why this is happening. The board was working until 10 minutes ago, and now zero boot. What they do? I connected everything. This is in theory is connected. This one is connected. Yeah, let's wait 2 minutes. Yes, I think if the board is doing stupid things, we have a couple of minutes of delay before going sub-zero. So, and I'm going to turn on the air conditioning. We need cold, since we have 26 degrees here. Let's try, but changing the memory stick usually works. There's an issue. I think I have to dismantle everything, take out the CPU, and put it back together. How fun! Let's see if this way you can see better. That's why the CPU, see, was attached to the pot. You know, from 1 to 10, how much I like the AM4 socket? Like negative 192. It always end up like this. Always. Well, we have now very nasty thermal paste here. Shouldn't be an issue, but you know. Plus, this blue thermal paste is a pain. It's a real pain. Okay, so now to clean all this mess, you know, the night that you see, yes, I'm going to start fast and go to bed early. Not a chance. But I will make up to you. Don't worry. Soon you will see nice numbers. Now, let's see if this thing is going to start or not. Yes, we have power. Let's see if we have a boot, at least. Well, without the memory, it's hard to boot. No. Yes, we have a boot. So we are good to go. Again, Smurf based. What I'm aiming for, well, I need to push the 2 3D Mark more than what I already did. And if we have time, and we can do some Cinebench run, but that was pretty okay. I have a good Super PI, a good backup, since what you see there is not the final score. I have a very good Super PI. The Cinebench was good as well. I just want to perfection the 3D marks. And then if we have enough time, I will bench Cinebench. Just a couple of runs. I try to push the, um, the performance bias, the aggressive one, just to see if we can have some score. Since the good thing about this platform, and if someone of you want to try extreme overclocking, I really suggest you to try with this chip, since is is cheap and there's no cold bug. I mean, there's cold bug, but it's easy to remove the cold bug. So and you can play a lot. You learn a lot with those chip. You learn a lot since you can get graphics card and the CPU with cold and super nice. And if you burn like a $50 CPU, well, it's not a big deal. But there's nothing to burn since the CPU is really cold friendly. It's a nice one. I really love it. You will see. In the meantime, I start the system since we don't want to waste any more precious minutes. really want to try that CPU, that APU, the big one. APU are fun to overclock. Then also, if you're a beginner, it's nice because you have to solve the code bug, you have to play with the settings. It's not easy. You have to reset CMOS. Okay, now in theory, we should be okay. Pretty weak. Graphics wise, yes, well, probably they will keep the Vega 8, what is it? Vega, Vega 11. That's it's not bad, but nowadays it's too weak. It's not good even neither for World of Warcraft. So they should put like I don't know, Navi something a bit newer. Okay, now we have to reset BIOS. In the meantime, I do some memory installation. Come on, stupid board. Just reset it. The other day, yesterday, in fact, I was thinking that I had the board malfunctioning since I was seeing really a lot of black screen, like artifacts, and I tried to reinstall Windows. I did like 3 hours of troubleshooting. At the end, was the cable. So a lot of mess for a cable. And I reinstalled the driver. I tried 4 versions of drivers. I installed the chipset. I was blaming AMD. The Radeon driver, such crap, but it was the cable. Issue number two: the board doesn't reset the BIOS. So what do we do? Out the memory and back again. Add a stick of memory, and we try like this. Yes, it's very large. It's more pot than motherboard. Seems that the CMOS doesn't want to reset. Such a nice day. I can't remember if there's a pin to reset it or just power off, power on. I mean, this is just stupid issues. We're still on ambient. Well, the good thing is that I have the profile set, and when we solve those stupid temporary issues, we can go straight to sniper clocking. The hero doesn't have the HDMI out, so the overclock board doesn't have the video out. So this is the closest board to an extreme overclocking board with HDMI out. Yes, it's bad since the Super PI with the Crosshair 8 and plus X570 doesn't support this generation of Ryzen, so it would have been the Crosshair 7. I tried I think the Tai Chi, but no, I had the 570 and it's not compatible with this CPU. What now? What now? Let me check if I see in the manual how to reset CMOS manually. Okay, it was right under my nose. It should be something like, should be here. Why is not here? The battery is a mess because is a mess. But that's the jumper. We have the jumper. The jumper. Uh, 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 pin one. Okay. So the jumper should be here. Let's see. Okay, this is the jumper. Let's short it for a while. We have to unplug. Some board needs to be unplugged, some board not. That's why I watch always the manual, since you never know. Yeah, those are stupid issues. I mean, but usually when you start like this, you solve the stupid issue and then you go straight to what we are supposed to go. All right, now it seems that we reset the CMOS, we load the profile, we check the temperature, and we go sub-zero in theory. Okay. Okay, we can start very, very, very soon. Finally. The diapers, because it's small, it's a child, we need diapers. Okay, I told you that it was a stupid issue. Some RGB. Yeah, what? Insulation is never enough, especially with a tiny board. Everything is so squeezed that water can play really bad tricks. Okay, here are our small beast. Anybody in the chat that didn't met already my dragon? Who is new here? Now, I don't have my main display. Why? Okay, good. We're good to go. Okay, guys. Seems that we're going to make it. Just check. Okay, I have to restart the BIOS and set the fan at the maximum speed. Frosty. Who doesn't have a dragon? Come on. Yep. In 2020, everybody owns a small dragon. Okay, I'm going to start spilling some magic juice. one. I'm going to use two thermos today since I only the small dealer. Okay, good to go. In the meantime, I had time to get a small frostbite, so just to don't miss anything tonight. Okay, first thing is to check the temperature if we are aligned from the pot to the CPU. So we need to tighten a bit. Okay, now we have 2 degrees of difference, which is nice. Now we go down a bit until 0 degrees. If we go down to 0 degrees together, we are good to go. Sorry, but I almost frostbite my finger. No, no, I've just recharged the small dewar. I have 30 liters recharged this morning, but I was used to the big one and was easy. It's like the beer. You do like this, and but today I have the small one, so I have to pour it manually, and it's a mess. And I spill a lot of liquid nitrogen on my finger, and it's not good. But anyway, nothing serious. So 13, 14. I think today we have a very special mount. Seems very very accurate. Probably better than yesterday. So yes, I'm definitely happy with the mounting. The installation is nice. So at this point, yes, we just wait a bit to see if we have the same temperature. So 4 and 1 point something, 3. Yes, we have a good delta. When we have like 2 or 3 degrees of delta, it's nice. Okay, good to go. Let's bring down this little one. Well, this week I had the last 2 weeks ago I had a frostbite here. If you can see it. This is a frostbite from liquid nitrogen. Today I got frostbite here. It is a bit white, the white here. I won't lose any finger, but this is gonna burn tomorrow. That's why it's extreme overclocking, and otherwise we need something extreme. And now it's just about 2 liters, and we are down to full pot. The good thing about this small motherboard, I can place the, the probe here, the thermometer here, and it's super clean. I can even zoom it a little bit. Yes, one day I will drink from this, and that will sting a lot. In the meantime, that this thing do his thing, we can start preparing the profile. So basically, it's easy. It's just like this, at least. Now we start like this when we go to full pot. So for 5.2 gigahertz, that is super stable for the physics test. We find the maximum clock in Skydiver. When we found the maximum clock, we push a bit the CPU, we do the maximum score we can do, and we use that settings to do this 3D Mark Vantage. That should be a little more heavy, and then maybe I will back down a bit with the clock, but at least we have a more or less. Now we are going to clock a bit, not chicken clocking, but we start from what I finished yesterday. Yeah, the device is, well, this burns, so you can feel it pretty quick that you're doing the wrong thing. The problem is that when I'm going to recharge this, I hold, say, yeah, one more second, one more second, one more second, and then it burns. The problem is me, not the, the thing. Okay, almost there. Won't take much longer. Since I love cold drinks, we're going to use a bit here. Nice. Okay, another couple of minutes, and we can start. We to overclock it more. Overclock drinks for the overclockers. colder. Okay, we are full pot. I recharge this and we can start. Okay, so almost. Now we start with this profile. So the CPU is overclocked, but first we have to overclock the GPU now. So yesterday I was like this. So almost 2.1 gigahertz. So we load this profile, we reload this profile. Now we should have the CPU for at 5.2. I have to update it. Nice. Now it's cold. Like I like it. 1200 AF. Well, maybe I can do it, but the one I have, I think, is not a very lucky one. But they don't have issue with cold, so we can go straight full pot and we can see where it goes. Why not? Sounds fun. Okay, so now I'm going to check the sensor, everything. Okay, we can start the first skydiver. Everything is set. Yes. Some more juice. Since now we can go flat full pot for all the night. Here should be, yes, the Inferno T-Rex is working. The Kingpin T-Rex, the Inferno, sorry. The board is barely warm. Okay, now we have to wait a bit so I can read the chat in the meantime. Since here we are very loaded, now you will see that we will go down until 192. In the past 2 years, only two CPU died. One Athlon XP, a Barton that I don't know. At a certain point, it was full pot and it just died. Uh, it was a good one. But and the other one was a Ryzen 2700X. When I tried to do the HWBot, the X265 4K benchmark, which is a very heavy one and is known to kill the CPU, and it killed my CPU. That's it, and that's why I don't do that benchmark again, since it's not even fun. Um, I don't know how much power. I think I have it. I'm going to bring the the sensor here. Sorry if I. We are pulling 200 watts. I mean, it's not uh, it's not small, huh? For a tiny thing like this. 200 watt is a lot. Well, no, 120, 220, yes, 220 watts. Not bad for a 2 plus 2 course. Nice. So I beat my previous score, the one that is the competition, but I mean, expected. Um, Now I want to validate and prepare the thing. I usually do something like this. So we can see the URL here. We have the score. We have the valid result. So the maximum CPU went was 2 gigahertz and 74 megahertz. Okay, that should be fine. So now I'm going to push a bit more clock. So again, rise and master. Now we push for too much. We try like this and crash. Nice. I don't think we are already at the limit with one run. But anyway, this board shouldn't be difficult to have a reboot since I did many. At least we have to go down to 100 and 160, 70. So it's pretty quick. This is the maximum I can run the memory with this cast latency. So this is the absolute maximum we can. If I do 33 megahertz more, it doesn't go past the test, the physics score. So I got to bitch a bit until we go down a bit in temperature, we go up a bit. So if we are lucky, we are going to boot. Otherwise, we have to stay a bit in a BIOS loop. But no, we are booting, so no. Okay. So now we're going to wait a bit since I was very full pot. So in the meantime, I can What this? Since we have to wait. Hey Mike, how are you? We are having fun. Cheers. Only the CPU that died because the socket voltage was high, the voltage was a bit high as well, and at the end I burned the IMC because that stress test is too stressful, that stressed too much the IMC, and it died. And it was bad because it was a golden chip. I almost cried, really. So you're benching the big ones. I'm benching the small one. You are benching the big one. Nice. You're going to have fun with that. Um, okay, a minute, and we should be able to boot. Let's give him a bit of help. Now we should be able to boot. Oh, 1.1 FPS behind is nothing. I think. I bet you can do it. You know, man, you know how it is. Keep pushing until you do it. Especially when you are so close. Yeah, that's the fun, no? Okay. Ooh. Let's try again. This time I'm going to try, yes, 100. Hope that it won't crash again. No. Okay. Perfect. So 1.75, 52, and we're good to go. Then I start recharging again. No, 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 this one no. Wait. Okay. Let's see where we go. I can go, if I want, I can go to take the LN2 with my, I have a pickup truck. I charge the LN2 on the back and I drive back home. Or they have a truck that can came to me and deliver the LN2. Usually I have two containers, one that is 30 liter and a 50 liters. When I finish one, I call them, they unload the 50 liters, and I give them the 30. And we do like this on the time. So, but if I'm in rush like this morning, I go there and I pick up myself. The sat bridge or the sock is used in this case as the voltage for the iGPU. So it's tied. If you raise the sock voltage, you raise the CPU voltage, the GPU voltage. Okay, the SB voltage. Sorry, I'm a bit. The SB voltage need to be raised a bit, but not too much, because when the motherboard gets too cold, you start having issue like you have cold bug, you lose peripherals, network, USB. Um, if you push it too much, you start losing again. So you have to find the right voltage to be able to fix the cold bug and to make all the peripherals working. Normal usage, I think, is 1.050. Here, I had found the balance of 1.1, but if I left it at 1.05, I have cold bug, the network starts not working again. So with the extreme cold, you have to find the right balance between voltages, settings, as well. There's some setting in the BIOS that I can't show you now because we are in a competition, but there's some setting that you must tweak to have everything working properly, be able to do full pot. That we are obviously going down, and I'm talking. I talk too much. Let me recharge the screen. Okay, we have a nice bump again. Let's save this result. So we went from what, 8884, 8955. So nice. I told you that this was a nice chip. I mean, this, I only bought one. This is a normal classical retail chip. I didn't bin anything, just like this. I think it's the other way around. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's push it a bit again. Let's try 20 megahertz more, because I feel lucky. Okay, other run, other fun. Let's see if we can push that high. I mean, we are already pretty high. Eh? So we are 200 and 2120 megahertz on the iGPU. I mean, it's kind of big. I think we are going to pass 900 points, 9,000 points. Sorry, pretty sure. If you don't mind, I smoke an e-cigarette. Since the dragon is smoking, I smoke myself. I mean, this is pretty awesome. And I think, who knows how many rounds we are going to do raising 20 by 20. This seems a nice small chip. Yes, it's a trick. Actually, if you lower the resolution of the benchmark, it's legal. You gain something. I don't use load. I don't tweak the drivers. I don't do much stuff since I don't want to do something that is not permitted. I prefer to push raw power with just super legal. I don't want to do something that's same the gray line. It's not me. I prefer to be like second or third, but without any suspect that do wrongdoing. So I play by the rules, and I'm fine. At the end, is we had some issue at the beginning, but we're doing pretty nicely now. Uh, in this case, you can leave the GPU uh, take the memory. So I think it's allocated maybe 500 megabyte or 1 gigabyte. I don't remember, but usually I did so many tests that if you set a specific amount allocated, or if you leave it at the auto, is the same. If you swap in the memories anyway. So it doesn't really matter if you allocate a lot of memory or less. It's the same. Since at the beginning, again was the cable, but I had a lot of issue. I tried like 5 versions of the driver, and this is actually the best one. Now we had less score, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 8955. So we lose points. Where we lose points? So we lost same graphics code. Okay, so okay, we lost some in the GPU. Strange. The CPU, sorry. So we can increase the iGPU clock, and we do it again. Yes, but now I don't care if we lose some point for the monitoring software. Now we are just ramping up. When I found the maximum clock, I close everything, I do the thing properly. But now we are still raising the clocks. So I prefer to have, you know, everything ready, and then we do the thing when we reach the summit. Now it's just about to find the maximum clock, which so far we don't know what is it. So let's try 40. We go 20 by 20 and we see what happens. Then only at the end, when I found the maximum iGPU clock, we push again the clock speed. I think we can do 5.3, 5.35 with the CPU in physics. So we have room. We still have a lot of run to try. And benching 3D is a bit long, but it's fun also, since you have to mix between CPU, GPU. Probably if I see that the first run pass, we can even interrupt the benchmark and do 20 more megahertz again. So this is a quicker way. Since it seems that we have clock, we have a lot of clock to do. So probably it's better this way. At least we see we reach the point faster. Because I think this GPU we are just at the beginning of what it can do. 20 megahertz more. So 60. Okay, 60 doesn't like 60. Okay, restart. Again, this is a nice little one. They should really put a small amount of memory in the APU as a cache. Since with the APU, the memory is very important, so they should really do something about this. Since they use that approach with the, the Zen 2 adding cache, probably they should add the iGPU cache. Okay, 2660. Now we're just about to find the max iGPU clock. When we find the max iGPU clock, then we do fine tuning and we shade a bit more. But what I need now is to know where is the limit. I mean, you're getting close to 2.2 gigahertz on the iGPU. It's like 100% overclock. It's nice. Yes, that was a nice CPU. I didn't bench it personally, but is a nice CPU. I have to watch on eBay if I can find one. I think I made a mistake. Yes, I think I forgot to put liquid nitrogen in it and we crashed. My bad. But as well, it means that we're almost at the limit. So nice to know that we have a limit. And the mission is to the 9K in Skydiver. Let's try again. Okay, ready. I think I'm going to try to push 2.2 gigahertz on the iGPU. I raise and it hold. It's like sorcery. Unbelievable. I think I'm going straight to 2.2. And if we have a crash, we step back. But so far, it's doing great. Probably we can pass 9K right now. Not bad at all. I think I'm going to try 2.2, and if it's working, we do a Vantage. We save the score, just in case, since you never know if the board is acting weird, or so at least we have two good bases, and then we work on. No, I don't have a CRT, and I really want one. If I when I was young, I had like a Sony that was 120 hertz, something like this, 19, or a Philips, it was a Philips, a Philips, the flat screen. I mean the not the flat screen, the LCD, the CRT flat screen, 120 hertz. It was marvelous. Trinitron, that's it. Yes, and it was like 19 inches. It was enormous, big, but playing on that was even better than this ROG This is a 4K, okay, but the CRT, the look and feel as well was different. I love all the things. Okay, we broke the 9K, so nice. Let's save this. It's a good base. I mean, guys, we are pushing hard. Huh? Yes, it's hard to find good CRT, especially now. They wait a lot, and people already changed them at the time. My bad. Bad screenshot. I always do stupid mistake like this. Okay, this is valid. Pretty nice score. And I want to try if the 2.2 gigahertz on the GPU works, just in case if you're lucky. Let's wait. Let's see if we are lucky at 2.2 gigahertz on the iGPU. I bet it's going to work. A bit more juice, not too much since if we have a crash, we don't waste time. But so now we are 2.2 gigahertz on the iGPU. I mean, it's pretty great. This is a bad sign. Okay, probably that was too much. So I guess we end up like at 2.1800. Uh, yes, 2.18. All right, so we found the maximum clock. So we just did at a real clock at 2150. We do 2180 now, and we see. Well, breaking 9K with this CPU is not bad at all. The good thing is that we can do reboot at full pot. There's no callback. I mean, now there's no callback. At the beginning, I had some strange callback, but I managed to fix it. Not every board can fix callback like this. Okay, 2.2 is too much. Let's try something in between. Let's say 80. All right. It's so fast to go down to full pot. Okay, fire. The neck was good as well. I had in my life, I had like Sony, Philips, neck. What else? Something I think was called Mag. One of my first, the Mag. I had quite a few. From the first Pentium, the 486. Okay, too much. So we're going to lower it a bit. SGI. I think the salesman at the time was trying to sell to my father an SGI, but then the friend that's know everything say no, it's too much for you. Take this mug. Take the mug that is fine. But I don't remember actually. Okay, so this is too much. So let's try with lower, something in between, like this. Maybe this is our new goal. Okay, full pot, and we try. This is probably the maximum speed we can do this run. And then we do a Vantage. The CRT was a nice technology. The only issue was heavy and big. But the first LCD, that was pretty bad. Every pe- they was buying only because it was thin, but it was aesthetically cool. But the first LCD was like 5 degrees of viewing angle. The color was awful. I had one of the first, and okay, so no, we hit the maximum of the iGPU, which is 2 gigahertz, 160 megahertz, and it's okay. We had a pretty decent score. So what we can do now is to try with the CPU at 5.3. That I think is the maximum as well. We do another run like this, and we do the Vantage. The ghost, yes, but they have like ghost inside. Not deadly. Depends. You live in a hot country, so I would say 1.4. Yes, 1.4, 1.42. Yes, you can run it at 1.46, but and you have to keep it below 84 degrees. That's the key. And then it depends what you make it run. So if you do like intensive multi-threading things at 1.46, I bet it's not going to last a decade. If you know what I'm saying. So okay, the maximum was this. This was the maximum. So apply, save profile. This is our 3D profile as a maximum. We do another run, this time with the CPU a bit higher, just to have some more points in the physics. We should be able to do at 53. No, of course, I wasn't full pot. Sometimes I do really rookie mistakes. Um, Probably because I'm awake since 7 in the morning. Yeah, but the voltage isn't an issue when you have the CPU at the right temperature. So with extreme, I can run even 1.8 without any issue. 1.85. Okay, full pot before I forget. I forgot again. All right. Okay, this round that I'm doing now is probably the final round that we can do. No, CPU decided that 5.3 is too much. I did Cinebench at almost 5.4, but 5.3 in Windows is too much. Let's reset it. So we do some the Vantage at 5.2. Let's see in the meantime if somebody submitted something in the competition. Yeah, there's something, but nothing scary. I am still the first place so far. So again, full pot before I forget. Design master. Okay. Okay, last sky that we do, and then we do Vantage, and then maybe we can do another one, or we can do some Cinebench. So we need to beat now is 9086. But the main thing is to keep in check the temperature and not stress it too much. Since I'm doing crazy things here, but my Zen, from the Zen 1 to the latest one, I have zero degrading. So, but that's because my temperature is extremely low. So I don't harm the CPU. But for daily, usually Zen 2, I keep it at default. Zen 1 and Zen Plus, the non-X version, yes, as a bit of overclock, but since the frequency is not so important, I prefer to tune the memory at the limit and to be very safe, like 1.35, 1.3. 100 megas doesn't really change anything. Okay, we have a crash. My bad. I'm talking too much tonight, and I miss important things. And I'm wasting time. Okay, let's see if we can do this last run. Then we do the Vantage and we do some Cinebench. That should be enough. Okay, last skydiver, and we do Vantage at this frequency. This probably is going to hold. And if we have a nice score, we go straight to Cinebench, and that's it. Since I think I'm placed very nice with this 9K score, yeah, it's high. Well, depends on the temperature and what you do. If you do gaming, light gaming at that resolution, you don't have any issue at all. 64 degrees is not too bad. If you keep it at 70 in gaming is well, 64 in gaming is fine. More than 64 in gaming, it means that if you stress it with application, you can go above 80. So 64 in gaming is kind of okay. Okay, let's see if we go past the score that I did before. If not, we keep that save and we move on to the Vantage. Since it's getting a bit late, and I'm like 19 hour that I'm awake. I think other prices is a bit high everywhere. I mean, the motherboard are high. At least the other components is quite okay here in Europe, at least. So, what do you think, guys, about Zen 3? Mono CCX, higher FCLK, higher cache. What is your thought? I think it will be Mono CCX for the 8 core, the fabric clock a bit higher, a bit some cache, and a slightly more IPC. But I don't think more than that. 9089 is that better? 86. Okay, we gain 3 points. So yes, we are at the limit of this pool one. No, it's okay. It's still a nice score anyway. Okay, we have the score. Okay, nice. So, Vantage. I hate this benchmark. It's too long. And every time I have to uncheck this. This really upset me. Plus, this benchmark used to crash a lot. Anyway, honestly, I don't really care about the frequency because I care more about intercore latency and overall fabric optimization. Since I don't know if you see one of one of my latest video with the 10700K that even at base clock is pushing a lot of frame per second. Since I don't think it's more like latency and an overall system configuration because sometimes you can have 6 gigahertz, but if the memory and the overall chipset thing is choked, you really don't need much frequency. And we are pulling 200 watts. When I when I when I was running last week, when I did the test, the 10700K and the RTX 2080 in Tomb Raider, well, I was a bit downvolted with power limiter, but I was rocking like 150 FPS in 1080p quality eye in Tomb Raider, and it was 200 watts. Here we have 200 watts with even like a one, I don't know, a 20th of that power. It's crazy. This is more LN2 thirsty, this test. I always end up finishing LN2. The problem is that this test is long, and sometimes at the very last test it crashes for no reason, even if I'm stable. Yes, I think they are going to pull some trick that we are not thinking about, but probably like the cache. I didn't expect the Zen 2 to have that big amount of cache, and that was a very nice trick. Since expect the Zen 1, the Zen yes, the Zen 1, Zen 2 have a nice low now, and that is all the cache. And then we saw with the 3300X that the intercore latency now is much smaller, and we have a nice FPS in games, even if it's only 4 core. So they probably have some ace up in the sleeves for Zen 3. Maybe we didn't know, we don't know yet. Let's see if we have the time to recharge. The Inferno is doing an amazing work. Usually by that time the board was like completely frozen. Now if I touch the board, it's warm, the perfect temperature. This is a really nice invention for extreme overclocking. The board is like ambient, not cold, not hot, just perfect. I should have bought it long time ago. It's just perfect. Zen 4 probably will be, yes, DDR5, another socket, a more mature architecture. But I mean, probably even uh, Gen 11 of Intel, probably it won't suck. So that is good to have competition since now all the company have to really push harder. Oh, come on. I knew it. User abort. Yes, I didn't abort anything. Stupid benchmark. Again, you know why I hate this benchmark for this thing? You know, this rubbish featuring test. Useless. Yes. I remember as well 3D Mark 2001. That was nice. I think I had a. Was it a Pentium 3 or Pentium 4? I didn't recall that. What was, I think it was a Pentium 4 or an Athlon. I think it was an Athlon. Yeah. Good times. The game was actually. I mean, they have a better gameplay. I don't know if you get me. Now the graphics is more cool and everything, but the gameplay of the old games that was very addictive. The story was so nice. Now they try to do the cool graphics, but at the end, some games are not so. The story well now sometimes is a good story, sometimes it's not. Yes, I had one, Duron 600. I think I had as well the Celeron, if I don't remember correctly, if I remember correctly. I had like a Celeron 350 that was doing like 600, something like this. 550, 600. It was a beast. That was the good old overclocking. I was using an aquarium pump and a water block made, well, DIY. Then it came the the Truebred, the Atom XP. I think I started overclocking seriously with the Atom XP, with the pencil mod. At the time, I think I was using the Peltier down to minus 10 degrees. It was good times. Yeah, standard build. If I remember, I think I had like a 1700 plus that was doing really nice. Probably 2.5, 2.6 if I remember. It was overclocking really nice. Then I had this custom made aquarium pump liquid cooling. I still have a couple of Abit NF7 here. It was a pretty nice motherboard. Let's see if I can, I think I have one here, right here. Remember this. Here we are. The Abit NF7 modded a bit. This one. For mod. Here we are. That is a nice CPU. This is very a lucky overclocker. One day I will bench that motherboard in a live. It's a cool motherboard. You can go all the way down to full pot, but that is completely soldered with. I made well the VTT mod, the DDR mod with an external regulator that was not there, but I was pushing the memory at 3.6 volt. The I think the BH5. I think yes, was the BH5. Well, nice motherboard. Last one. Let's see if we can get this Vantage done. We probably won't touch it again. I really hate this benchmark. Yeah, all board are dangerous. Mostly in the VRM. Sometimes the VRM was doing really nice firecracking. No, 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 no. What is that? Ah, yes, the last one. I hate this benchmark. Really, I can't stand it. DIY. Come on, come on. Give me a good score so we can close. Nice. Very nice. Okay, let's save this. We do a couple of Cinebench just to stretch the legs since I'm getting bored and sleepy. Let me check if you have saved the screenshot correctly. Memory, motherboard, CPU, sensor validation. Okay. 11,789. Is it a good result? I don't remember. What was my last one? My last one 11,323. 11,789. Nice. But honestly, I don't think we can go higher than that. Maybe we can try another run later with a bit more clock. So I want to try a bit of Cinebench. just in case. My last Cinebench was 5.3. Okay, 6.1. Okay, let's try it. Now 20. Okay, so uh, let's try like this. Crash. Oh, too bad. Let's try a full pot reboot. The 2200G is not bad. My last score was 611. Ah, I forgot to tell you, I have a second 3300X that I don't know if tomorrow or Sunday maybe we can do another live and try to overclock that one. Hopefully without any cold bug issue this time. Okay, we are up and running again. Let's try 5.2 first. I can beat yours. I will be probably 610, 610, 620, not more than that. I have to be very quick at set the at this time. Okay, I won't use the bias anymore. But I think I made a really good score, the one that is already uploaded. So I think now with the score that we made today, I think we can make it to the podium for sure. Probably even the first position. Depends how many backup the people have. It was just about playing with the backups. Not a big fan of that strategy since there's no competition until the end. Let's see if someone have uploaded something. Nothing so far, nothing interesting. So let's try again the Vantage with 10 megahertz more on the core. See if we get a better score. And then I think maybe we can call it a day and use the liquid nitrogen to do another live. I don't know if tomorrow or Sunday. Okay, let's push this last Vantage. Let's see if we can close it now. Jane Nash. Well, it seems that maybe we have some more points to take here. Not too much. What was your first water cooling setup? I think I had well, the custom made many years ago, and then the first commercial one I think was a thermal take, the one with the yellow tubes. At the time we had I think you remember the beige chassis, zero RGB. Well, nowadays water cooling is not that useful like 20 years ago. 20 years ago, like with the Pentium 4, there was really a heater. You can heat the house with that. The what was the name of the architecture? Ah, yeah. The Prescott. Was the Prescott? Yes. You mean this one? I mean, it's a nice one, but I don't know why they left the head pipes like this, very uneven. See, like this. It's not perfect, but overall, I mean, it's a cooler master. If I remember correctly, it's a nice one. This is a nice cooler. If we compare the Intel stock cooler with that, hands down. And now I must recharge. What happened? I think the system just restart. Let's check the. Oh, too much. So Cinebench is, we can do another Cinebench now, just to see. Super PI should be okay. And I'm pretty high in the rankings now. A pond pump, yes, I have an Aquarius pump. I don't remember what radiator I used. If it was like a big motorcycle, a small car, I don't remember. It was something really stupid and bad. It was fun. What a fridge! I think it was I strapped down a fridge and I used that radiator or something like this. I don't remember. It was really something really ugly, but it was working pretty good. Then I was using the Peltier, the thermoelectric cell with chilled water with ice bucket. That was nice. It was like negative 10 degrees or negative 15 degrees. Thank you, Stick. Much appreciated. A slacker. Now I'm slacking a lot. Talking too much, forgetting to put the liquid nitrogen, having blue screen. Need to have fun. That's uh, that's the end of all this fun. So we are going to try some Cinebench, since it seems that with the 3D we are pretty much there. So no point wasting precious juice further. So we do a couple of Cinebench with this bias, not the aggressive, and we see if I can improve that 611. Let's do a bit of chicken clocking. Let's try like this first. I was used to the 8 core, the 16 core, the Ryzen. Now doing with the CPU, Cinebench looks so slow. I think if we can do like 620, we can call it a day and save liquid nitrogen for a stream. I think I don't know what to do the next stream. Do you prefer to go again with the 3300X or do like a 7 gigahertz run with the 9900K? I think I'm going to make a poll. 6 or 4. It's too low. I need to raise it. Slowly chicken clocking in. I don't want to put too much since if we crash like this, I think we can. I cannot improve my score more than this. So what now? Super PI is done. Cinebench, I think I hit the maximum one, but maybe at what voltage was that? One 744. So I was probably higher. Let's try again the Cinebench when I can boot, of course. Thank you so much again. Joy is a great guy. I really like how Joy is doing things. We have a lot of fun in there in when you do the live stream. I mean, he's a legend. He's a very nice overclocker. Yeah, all my respect. Okay, we do another Cinebench run with the bias this time. Let's see if we can get something. And when I finish this, we call it a day. And I try to do another live tomorrow night. Why not? I don't know if trying the 3300X or do some 7 gigahertz action with the 1900K. I will do a poll probably on Twitter to see what people think about that. Let's try with the bias. The dog are quiet. I think they are planning something. In fact, they are extremely quiet. I will probably find the house like completely burned down to the ground. So, okay, no way. We still have some more juice, but was my fault since I always forgot to put LN2. Then I think I'm getting tired. Time for me to go to bed soon. Okay, again full pot. I'm gonna try to push a super high voltage just in case. Even if I burn the chip tonight, I don't care. Since we have already a good score. Okay, let's try like this. If you are lucky or not. No, we are not lucky. Okay, I think is enough. Okay, I think we hit the maximum we can get with the CPU. So now I'm going to submit the score, go to bed. Tomorrow wake up early, ride my horse, and let's try to make a couple of videos that have some interesting things that I'm trying to cool the Ryzen 3800X fanless like I did with the Intel. And believe me or not, it's hard for me to make that Ryzen go fanless. It was easier on the 10700K. And I'm surprised since I think I had to do like 4 gigahertz or 4.1 gigahertz with the Ryzen 3800X at 1.075 volts to be able to be fanless at 82 degrees, 83 degrees. But unfortunately, the performance are much worse than the Intel at the same clock, more or less. Oh, it's something weird, but I'm going to make a video tomorrow about that. And I want to compare the two in fanless mode to see the efficiency of both. And honestly, I was thinking that the 7 nanometers Ryzen 2 was winning that round. But I think Intel, when you limit the power in the Intel, they are much power efficient. I mean, heat generated, power consumed, and performance. I think is winning Intel. It's pretty cool. It's much more expensive than the CPU. When I recharge the small one, the 30 liter, is like 100. When I recharge the big one, the 50 liters, is like 160, something like this. So yes, uh, one the 30 liters of liquid nitrogen is like the cost of two CPU. So here, at least here in Spain, where I live now, there's no competition at all, and they are very expensive, unfortunately. So it's a pity. In Italy, my friends of the team got it for like a quarter of the price that I have here. They do like €1, 0.5 euro, or in US there's a lot of people that it costs like much less than $1. So yeah, it's a pity, but it is what it is. When you have this kind of addiction, you don't care. So well, guys, at this point, I think I'm done benching for tonight. I hope that will be enough to secure that first position, and well, we will know more or less in what the competition is going to end. 11 hours 29 minutes, so at 2 o'clock my time in the afternoon. Well, if you're using the in a university or a compound that use a lot of nitrogen, probably they have special offers. I mean, if they are public sector like university hospitals, they have like zero point 0.2 cents, I mean 20 cents per liters, so they have big agreements and it's much cheaper. If you are doing like for hobby like I do, it's much more expensive since you cannot guarantee them as a big supply. So, okay, um, that's it. I'm going to wait a bit that this thing warm up. Just I want to dismantle everything before going to bed, just in case I woke up tomorrow morning and I see that someone have made a better score. But well, no, I won't bench it anymore for a while under liquid nitrogen. So too bad that I don't have a game here to play. Was interesting to see this overclocked, how much was doing like in a modern game. But anyway, yes, if they have big tank outside, it's because they have like I don't know 10,000 liters per month or something, and that is like 20 cents per liter. Yeah, you can always go there and spill a little bit. 30 liters per month, they don't care. You should ask. I mean, if you find nitrogen for cheap, you can find a used CPU pot, buy stuff like this, like the Athlon or cheap CPU, and unleash that power. Okay. So well, that's it. Okay, guys. I think I end the stream now to get some rest and do something creative tomorrow. So I don't want to be a zombie for all day. And well, tomorrow morning I will start submitting the results, and we keep the finger crossed until my 2 p.m. Like in 12 hours, we know if what we did tonight was useful to maintain the first position or not. I hope yes. And well, thanks for keeping me company during this madness. Check on Twitter tomorrow. I try to make a poll of my next live stream with some option: the 1900K at 7 gigahertz, the 3300X to see if we can pass the code bug, or I don't know. I will find something to overclock. So I make a poll so you can decide what you want to see. For me, no preference. Okay, guys, thanks for the company again, and have a good night or good afternoon if you are in the US. And see you very soon. Bye, guys.